Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to make a surprise hidden money or gift card, and it's a slider card, but there's like a second little slider that comes out of the front compartment. As you watch it come up, it comes out of that centerpiece there. So you've got like that hidden little extra one, and inside of there you can put a gift card or some money, some cash. Who doesn't love a bit of cash? Now this is going to be great for Christmas and birthdays for the people that you just don't know what to buy anything for. So what I've done is I've done a double-sided tag, so I've backed two tags together. This bit here is what's pushing everything back up and down. Now I've used quite a lot of thick cardstock inside of mine, so it is needing to be used quite firmly. I would recommend that if you've got a thinner card to double it up like this, just because that's the mechanism that goes there. Now it doesn't just have to be a slider card with a back like this, so it's a piece like this. Okay, this is an A2 size, or like a 6x4 in England, but what you can do is, instead of putting a backing on it where you've got an insert to write on, you can actually put tape on that and then put it onto a bigger card. So you can also upsize this. So once you realise how I'm making it, you can easily upsize them. So I think let's get started and show you how to make it. So you're going to need a few elements. There's not an awful lot to it. I'm going to do a little bit different. So where I put a tag in ribbon, I'm going to do mine flat, and I've made like this little strip with a bee on the top to pull. And I think I'm going to double this up, because when I push it back down I'm a little bit worried. Actually no, I'm going to double up the card, that's right. I'm going to pop it inside of the card, so that, you know, I said to you, you need that strength for popping that back into the envelope. And I'm going to do that and probably put his little feet over like that. Oh, how cute. And then that, you can use the bee then, and you can really push that back in and it won't be a problem. Okay, so let's start. These are all just my elements. Let's start at the beginning. So I'm going to put a gift card in this one, but the cash is the same, it fits both. So what you need to do is just take a piece of cardstock that's 4x11. So you can use your A4 and cut it down, 12x12. You can also use your US letter. So it's a really good one for that. You can get two out of it. So just score it halfway, which is at 5.5. And that's that one. And then the only other thing you need to do is get another piece of card. And this one is 3x4. And you're just going to score with it being 3, the short side there, put the long side up and just score 1 inch. And you're going to make it into a 3x3 square, and this is basically the pocket. I've used thick card again, what am I like? Didn't think I was going to use thick card on the inside, but I did. So I'm just going to fold that up. I might fold it the other way because you can see the cut line from my trimmer, and then just burnish that down. So we've got this little one here and this one here. Now apart from that, there's no more scoring to do, so I'll remove that board. And then we will need the paper trimmer. I think I'll do the mechanism first, so you can see what's going on. So we've got that piece and this bit. Now it doesn't really matter which side you do, but the side you do choose to do is going to be the front of the card. Okay, well, it doesn't really matter actually, but when you fold it up, I always think it's better to decorate at the end, because then if you've gone topsy-turvy on your cutting and everything, the opening is going to be the top, the fold is going to be the bottom always. But then it depends on what I mean is, if you're using a pattern cardstock, which way around you put this card, that's all. I said that in a really complicated manner. Now I'm measuring with a paper trimmer, but you can by all means just measure with a pen, because you're not going to see this. So what we are actually doing, and if you've got a paper trimmer, sorry, a craft knife, what's wrong with me? So we're just measuring 1 in and 1 down, and then just making a mark. So that's all that is, that's all that we're doing. But if you've got a paper trimmer and you're going to be cutting from there to there, so it's going to be 1 up, 1 in, 1 down, 1 in, same both sides. If you've got a paper trimmer, it's really easy to do. You just need to pop your trimmer on, line it up at 1 inch, and then take it down to 4.5. Okay, so that's 1 inch from the bottom, 1 inch from the top, cut it down. Now, I like to give it a little bit of width for sliding, so I'm just going to give it an extra 1/4 inch, and you probably don't even need to do this or this much, but just move it along, cut a 1/4 inch, and cut it back up from 4.5 to 1, like that, so you've got that strip there. Then we're going to move it along and do the other side. Now you can flip it, over. I'm going to start at 1 inch. So I'm lining up this side, because the reason I'm using that side is because I've got more support this side holding my cardstock in. 1 to 4.5. Move it over 1/4 inch. And then go back from 4.5 to 1. Like that. And remove that from there. So you've got yourself some little vertical slits in there. Now you can use your paper trimmer, turn it around, come in 1 inch and go along there, but find out where it is. Or you can use a craft knife or a ruler, you know, like this. Is this craft knife going to be working? Let's have a look. Looks blunt, but we'll have a go. So you can just pop your ruler along the edges like that. And then you just cut along in between those two, like that. That is blunt. Alternatively, you can take a pair of scissors, just lift the strips up like this. You can see where that craft knife never even cut. Cut along there. And it doesn't matter if this isn't quite 1 inch. Don't worry about it. It's just to get it hidden inside of the card. And like I say, you're not going to see any of this. So that's that one. And then just remove this one. Do it at an angle. Seems to make it easier. Like that. So that's that section. Just going to reinforce this score line here, because I don't think I did. That is actually the back of the card. So where you put your slits is going to be the front of your card. So just bear that in mind with pattern, if you're putting a pattern on there first. But to be honest, you're only going to see the outside border. It'll only be the back where you see the pattern. So probably easier for yourself if you don't. It's entirely up to you, of course. Now we're just going to take 2 strips that are 3 inches by 1/2 inch. Okay, so just 3 by 1/2. And what we're going to do is we're going to thread one like that through the centre. Get it even each side. Add some glue. Hopefully you can see that. Let me lift that up to the camera just in case you can't. It's just gone through. So we're going to add glue close to the centre section, but not on it, because you want to have that movement. So sort of like halfway between where you've gone. Let's put some glue on that side, some glue on that side, and we're just going to stick the other strip just to those outside edges. So I've just put glue on these outside tabs here and here, and you don't want this to get on the card. If you want to use tape, that's fine. If you get the glue on the card, you're going to stop the mechanism from working. And this is where Sarah needs to do the patient thing that she hates doing, and wait for the glue to dry. So get that on there. I'm going to leave it alone because I can turn it over the other way. Now if you think about this, this is the back, this is the front. So your card piece that's inside is going to be coming up this way, and then the secret one comes up on here as well. So bear in mind that you want it to be that way. So you can work at it like this, you can pop that on there and line it up. I prefer to do it that one. So you're going to do it face down. So just remember, the finished piece of card is going to go face down and only glue to that tab, which we'll do in a minute because we need to decorate this. So like I was saying before, we've got that double strength that I'm going to use, and I'm going to pop my B on the inside like this. Just going to line that up so I can tell where the centre is. You can see I've got 4 centimetres. This is a centimetre mat because I ruined my other one, didn't I? I don't know if you saw. So what I'm going to do is just put glue. Now only the top part of this shows anyway, but I'm going to put glue. Now I will put, oh, I don't want glue on the top, do I? It's going to be sticking out. So don't put glue on the top, people. Don't do it. Bad. Right. So I'm just going to put that down the middle there, and make sure it's in the middle there, and then I can slide it up. Because like I said to you, that bottom, I'm going to have it so the legs are just coming inside like that. So we're going to have it like that. Then I'm going to put another piece over the top. Now the other thing to bear in mind is when you push these in, now this one is going to be flush. This tag sticks out of the top, okay, but this one's going to be flush with the top, apart from the B. So the only thing I would say is, you see I've put a topper on here. Whatever you do, make sure you fully glue it all the way to the edge, because that can easily get caught. If I push down on that, you can see that can get caught on that and pick it up or dent this. The alternative is you can put a half circle cut in here so that you can grab it on both sides. So a little half circle, if you've got a punch or die, then you can do half circle. So you know, you want that to be able to be not caught. That's the only thing. So don't put foam pads or anything like this on these tags on the inside, on the back panel. So we've done that. We've done it all the way down. So because the mechanism doesn't come all the way out, it's like it's stuck and inched in. So as long as everything falls before that, it's not going to get hit on the way back down. So what we're going to do now is just put another piece over the top like that, just to cover it up. This is only making it thick. That's all I'm doing about it. You can see this is cardstock, but it's only, I don't know what it is, but it's only like 220 or something like that. So it's a bit flimsy, the black card. So I'm going to make it thicker because I know it's going to get used a lot. Because once people do it, they're going to, oh, they're never going to do it just once, are they? Let's face it, it's not going to happen. And I've done mine multiple times, and I'll be doing it multiple times more for my short, etc. So there we go. We've got that double thickness panel there. Let that dry. Now you can, if you've got a corner rounder, you can round the corners off. You don't even have to have it this wide. This does get very close to the edges when it's wide. So I'm going to do a 1/2 inch corner just on both sides. Just gives it a little bit of a look. Want of a better word. And then we'll put our panel on. We've got this nice little patterned panel. Make sure the flowers are up the right way. I thought black and white was quite nice actually. I'm going to pop that on there. Normally you would glue it a lot better than that. And just pop that. Actually, I need to corner round it, don't I? That's the thing. Once you do one corner round, you've got to do them all. Just bear with. I know I'm out of shot. Just corner rounding my paper, covered in glue. Honestly. Just pop that on there. And this is a little bit wonky. I'm going to trim it. Only because I don't want it to be too big on the inside. I'm just going to grab that. Because you only have a little bit of movement on the inside, so that probably means this side's a bit big. Let's trim that down as well. There we go, just to stop it being in the way. So you can see there we've got our pretty pattern, and like I said, none of this shows, none of this comes out, so don't worry about it. And you don't really, you've probably got room for a sentiment up there, and that's about it. Now what we do with this one is we get this slider, hopefully this is sliding now, and that's what you need to do actually, is check that everything's working before you start sticking everything to it. So pull it apart a little bit, get your finger under there on both sides, and you can see you've got the movement now. You can go up and down on that mechanism. So with that one at the bottom, okay, we're going to go this way. With that one at the bottom, if you want to use the thicker side, so you're going all the way across on that one, by all means, but make sure you fold your paper that way. But I have been doing it this way, so I'll carry on with it this way. So you slide that down, so it's at the bottom, as far as down as it'll go. Add glue just to that. Don't get it on any other part of the card. Just on this tab that's exposed. Like that. And then making sure, remember it's face down, so making sure that you're going to be level in the middle. Use a guide if you want, put some measurements on there, whatever you need to do. Just see there, can you see that's in the middle? And then bring it down so that the top is just level with the top of your card. So I think that's about right, like that. And then it doesn't matter where that fell. Okay, so if the tab isn't right at the bottom and it's up here a little bit because you've cut this too long, it's alright. As long as you haven't gone over that crease line, it's fine. So just rub that down, make sure that's stuck, and you can slide it out and see that it works fine. So once you know it works and it's stuck, You can see it's got movement. It will go back and forth a little bit because of the 1/4 inch that we gave it, but we're going to close the card shut now, and by doing that we're only going to be putting glue along this very edge here, so just along the edge, because you don't want it to interfere with the card mechanism, and you need it to have a little bit of a pouch to it for the thickness for it to open and close. And then we're just going to close that up. I'm not putting any more on, I'm using the top, and just make sure that's nice and level, and then those edges definitely need to seal. So spend a bit of time making sure that your glue is sealed, and if not, go back in and do it again. You can see we've got a little bee poking out the top, which is really cute, like that. So hopefully that's all sealed. You can see it's open there, and then just check that your glue hasn't interfered with that piece in the middle again, because you can see now like this is needing to shove it down, because I've decided to close it and not make it a pouch, just to make it easy for measuring and everything like that. Because you obviously can make a pouch, you can put foam tape on there, it just gets thicker and thicker though, that's the only thing. So just don't sort of like do this too much when the glue's still wet, just put it back in and leave it. There we go. Practice what you preach. Now we're going to take our little bit of 4x3 and we fold it up 1 inch, do you remember? Now what you can do is put your gift card in there, whatever you're going to use. This is Hobbycraft gift card, it's got nothing on it, and if you want it to be that way round you can, if the colours match better on your project, upside down, and you can see how much room then you've got to glue this pocket up, but you don't need a lot. So I put folded money in mine so you can make the pocket a little bit tighter, but to be honest I didn't, because it goes inside of there. This is literally just to stop it from falling into the card. You know, you need to have something to stop it from falling. So you're just going to pop that glue on there and let that take. Actually, I'm going to undo it and I'm going to cover all of this up with the paper that I cut. So you need to decorate it first. Got a little bit of like beehive paper, it's quite cool. So pop that in there, like that, and then that's going to go onto that bit now. So I need to put some fresh glue, bit of fresh glue, just along the edges like that. And you can see we've got our little patch. Now I'm going to corner around these because it'll probably look odd where I did the top ones and not this one. So we've got corners taken off of that, but you don't have to do that. Just making sure this glue takes, because obviously this is going to be our gift card holder. We'll pop that in a minute. So the next thing is, now you want to have this one, you can have it right at the top. See, do you remember we had it down the bottom when we put the other one on? Now you're going to pull it right up to the top like that. And you can see it's a little bit, that's because those cuts, can you see those cuts are wonky? So you can take a little bit more out on this side, because obviously I didn't snip it all to the end, or alternatively you can put a bit of paper as a stopper across the whole thing. So there we go. So you can put, what I mean is we can put a whole piece of card along there to stop anything from going, this stopper from going past it, but just cut it a bit more straight. That's what I should have done. See there, it's going wonky donkey. There we go. And just give it a little push about. Now I also like to open this up a little bit, this pouch, make sure there's a lot of room for movement in there, like that. And you can see, I think the card I've used as well, I've used a matte card, and I think if you used a smoother card it'd probably come down a lot nicer, but it will work, trust me. So this is going to go on. So when we pop that up there, we can see then, because if you've put a sentiment or anything like that, then you can move this down a little bit. It doesn't have to be all the way up. Now I like to put my gift card in there, because you obviously want them to see the gift card. Bearing in mind, if I put this bit of paper over the top, you can see that's the top of the card, so that's what they're going to see. So it's up to you how much, but obviously this needs to be on that strip, but it can be on that strip at the very bottom, so it's right up the top like that, or you can have it down a bit. So it's entirely up to you. I'm going to put it up the top, so you can go all along here because it's the same size, this top strip, and then put this one on top of it like that, making sure it's straight. Remember, this moves about, but you want it to be straight with the topper that's on there. As long as it matches, then you're good. You can see now we can hide that back down in. And it looks a little bit wonky to me. Let's move it slightly while it's still wet. It might be the gift card's wonky, and that's what's throwing my eyes off. And then what we need to do with this one is we're going to pop a bit of 3D tape along the edges of that one. And the reason being, we're going to have our front piece going over it like that. Now if you just glued that around the edge, then that's going to be really tight on allowing that mechanism to come out. So this is the only place where I like to add 3D, just along there. Now you can either pop it on the edges of this, or you can pop it on the edges of the card itself. I'm just going to put it onto here. Let's make sure it's at the right way. So the top needs to be open. You're not putting any on the top. Now I did have some black, which would have been good for this card. Just going to go down the two sides, near the edge, so that you're away from the mechanism. Always be away from the mechanism. It's not your friend. Right, that one's a little bit close to the bottom. You might even see it. We don't want that. Snippy snips. Get me pokey tool to get the tape liner off. Now for wiggle time, you can add wet glue to these foam strips. I know they're double-sided, but they're not. Sometimes they're really, really strong. It depends which ones you have bought. So make sure that you are adding a little bit of glue to give yourself a little bit of wiggle time like that. So it's just a little run along there. And then you want to centralise this. So I don't know if I told you the measurement of this bit. This bit is, so it's 3.75 by 5.25, the black bit. So it's always a 1/4 of an inch smaller than the base card. And then that's 1/4 of an inch smaller than that again. So there you go, you've got your front on now. And obviously because it's wet glue, you can allow for it to dry. But we've done it. So now the choice is, do you put tape on the back and stick it on a card? Or do you just decorate the back and give it like this in an envelope? That's up to you. So I'm just going to push that back in. Oh, really? Let's bear with. What you need to do, I forgot, is put this black piece here. So don't go in the gift card pouch. Put your fingers in there and just open that up a bit. Give it a little bit of an arch to allow for that to move smoother through. And then we've got our gift card in there. So make sure your gift card's in the pocket. I think it's out of the pocket, so we've got a little slidey bit there. So pop that into the pocket and then push that all the way down, so everything disappears, so they don't know what they're going to get. And then when you open it up, hey presto, you've got a gift card. How cool is that? So have fun making these, guys. Don't forget to like, comment and share my videos, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.